a notebook or a sheet of paper or a pen. Okay. Okay. So good morning, my dear students. Let us start with the things what we have left out on the last class, right? So I think in the last class we started with one problem on sensitivity analysis. So I just dictated the problem and I just explained how to write a standard linear programming problem and how to transfer that standard linear programming problem into a canonical form. Okay, so I think I stopped at that point in the last class. Okay, so we will just continue with the things. Okay, so what we left out here in the last class was the canonical form. So where the entire the data what they have given in the problem has been tabulated in the form of a table, and we have introduced the slack variables, and slack variables also have been considered in the canonical form, and we have I just explained how to enter the values in the table. Okay, so everything now it is a table operations. We keep on going, right? So now what we will going to do, I think I explained how to calculate, how to determine the pivot element also. So that pivot element based upon the two important factors. One is the minimum value of the cost coefficients what you will going to consider, and as well as the positive minimum value across the right hand side coefficient. Those two, taking those two things, so you need to consider or you need to identify which is the pivot column, which is the pivot column and which is the pivot element. Okay, so now based upon the pivot element what you are going to identify, so one variable will going to leave the basis and one variable will going to enter the basis. So this is what we were discussing in the last class. Okay, so let us continue with the same thing today. Yeah. So in the last class, can you able to see this, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is where I think we left in the last class. So we have just identified the pivot element as a 40. Okay. So on the cost coefficient functions, we have minus 100 will be considered, that column will be considered as a pivot column. And similarly, we have identified the row, so which is based upon the ratio of BI by AIS. So which is 20 is the positive minimum value here. So that row will be considered as the pivot row element. The element which intersects the pivot row and the pivot column, so that we considered it as a pivot element. Okay, so in this problem, so we have identified or we have just got a 40 as a pivot element. Okay, so I think everything has been written here. So minimum C of j less than 0, x2 will enters the basis. In this pivot column, the variable is x2. So this x2 will go into enter the basis, whereas the pivot row column, where the basic variable is x6, so this will go into leave the basis. So now we have to formulate the another one table, what we generally call it as the result of pivot operation. So result of pivot operation, you have to generate the tabular column. So you will have the xy will remains, the variable will remain same, it does not change. So in the second after pivot operation, x6 will leave the basis, and in place of x6, so x2 will enter into the basis. So now next column what we're going to have, it will be the result of pivot operation. Okay, so I'm going to explain this for one pivot operation. So the remaining you people have to do, and you have to get me the solution code. Okay, I will explain how to do the pivot operation, what is the result of pivot operation. So please listen carefully, and the remaining there will be another 2 or 3 pivot operations you have to do until you will going to get the positive values in the cost coefficients. So until you are going to get the positive values in the cost coefficients, you should keep on getting the pivot operations. So are you clear, everybody? So please listen to me carefully how to do the pivot operation and what is the result of pivot operation and how to fill the values in the tabular column. Okay. So here, so this basic variables, these things will remain same over here. X1, X2, X3, X4, X5. The first two rows will remain same. Only the columns will keep on changing. The basic variables will keep on changing. So in the first tabular column, the basic variables, we consider it as a slack variables. And hence in the basic variable column, we have X5 and X6. After identifying the pivot element, so the result of pivot operation is X6 will leaves the basis, whereas X2 will enters the basis. X6 leaves the basis and X2 will enters the basis. So what is the reason? I already explained for that why X6 will leaves and why X2 will enters the basis, whereas X5 remains same. It does not change. Okay. So now we will go into write the next result of pivot operation in the canonical form. So now what you are having, just look at here. So the basic variable column X5 we retained as similar to the previous tabular column, and X2 is the one variable which is entering the basis and it replacing the basic variable X6 here. So now the X5 and X2 are the basic variables. For this, we have to fill the tabular column. So look at here, the values, how it is different we are getting here. So please listen here how we will go to get. Of course, you might have done your operation research course in the UG, but still I will going to explain this, how to complete this table, how to do the result of pivot operation. See, after identifying the pivot element, so one variable will leaves, one variable will enters. So please remember always, one variable will leaves the basis, whereas another one variable will enters the basis. So now the variable which enters the basis is X2. Okay. So now we have a pivot element as a 40. Am I right? So first you complete the values of the variable which is entering the basis. So that is, in this case, X2 is the variable which is entering the basis. So first you can complete the values. You can complete the table here for X2 row. So how we can do here is, so write down X2 in the similar way. So now the element what we have got for X6 was, the first row was 3, right? So divide 3 by 40, the pivot element. So all the element in the X6 will be divided by 40, and that value will be written as an values for the new variable X2. Okay, I will repeat once again. So the values what we have entered in the X6 row, okay, so in the previous table, will be divided by the pivot element value. Pivot element value. So in this case, the pivot element is 40. So divide all those values by 40 and enter those values in the fractional form only. Keep it in the fraction form. So, and that will constitute the X2 variable values. So a simple example here, see, the first column is 3. 3 divided by 40. Say we have put 3 divided by 40 here. Okay. And moving to the second column, that is X2, it is 40 divided by 40, it is 1. Okay. Then third column, the X3 value has 1. 1 divided by pivot value, it is 1 by 40. Similarly, X4, again 1, 1 by 40. X5, it is 0. X6, it is 1 divided by 40, 1 by 40. And functional value, it is 0. Okay. And coming to the BI value, 80. 80 divided by 40 is 20. Got it? This is how. So forget, just don't fill up the last column over here. It is a ratio actually. So complete the filling the tabular column for X2 row by just dividing the value of the previous row with the pivot element. This is how we will go into do for the variable which is entering the basis. Please remember this. The values of the rows in which the new variable entering the basis can be filled by dividing the values of the old element by the pivot element. So this is the old element row. Okay, old element is 3. 3 divided by 40, you will going to get 3 by 40. So this is how we will going to fill the row for the new variable which is entering the basis. Clear? My dear students, this is clear.
Yes, sir.
Everyone, please do this. This is, you have to simultaneously, you have to fill this, because this problem is what 20 marks for you. Only one problem will be given, so it carries 20 marks. Be careful. Okay, so any clarification, any doubts, you can stop me, but simultaneously you have to complete the same thing in your notebook or in a sheet of paper. So because I will explain only for one pivot operation, remaining pivot operation you have to fill up and you have to complete it and you have to tell it to me. Okay, so therefore please listen to me carefully how to complete the result of pivot operation and how to fill the tables for the different variables which are entering the basis. This is clear for the values which the variable which enters the basis. Any clarification, anybody? Mithun, Danush,
No, sir.
are you following?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall I proceed for the next how to fill the next row?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Now this is very important here. See, the variable which we have retained is x5. x5 was also there in the previous operation. x5 was there, and here also x5 is there. This is very, very important for you to fill. How to get these values? Please look at these values. So they are totally different over here. Okay. So now how to get these values? Okay. So for this, I have one PPT, because this, if I like explain this, you don't understand this. Okay. I will show one PPT for you. So on that PPT, you can, I will going to explain for the first column, how we will going to get the value for first column, as well as for the coefficients of the cost or cost coefficients. These two, how 25 by 4 we have got, how minus 75 by 2 I have got. These two I will go to explain it. Okay. So the remaining you can apply and you can directly, you can fill the tabular column. Okay. Clear? So the result of pivot operation for the old variable which we have retained will be filled with the values with a different way. Okay. So how we can fill the, how to calculate those values and how to fill the table. This is very important for us. So for that, I will go into explain, see how we have got 25 by 4 and how we have got minus 75 by 2. These two things we will going to explain it with a PPT. So please make a note of this. This is very, very important for you, because now you can easily do. After some time, you will going to get confused and you will going to forget it. Then you will going to start getting how we have got these values. Okay, so please try to do this one or two, so that if you have that calculation how to do that steps, then rest of things will be done very easy. Okay, so I will going to show this. Yeah. Can you see this PPT now, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please look at this. See the pivot operation, what I am doing over here. See, to get the 25 by 4, the first column of x5, the first value of xy is 25 by 4. Am I right? So this will be calculated by using this equation. So please make a note of this. NE minus OE minus PCE into NP/RE. NE corresponds to new element, which is equal to old element minus pivot column element into new pivot row element. New pivot row element. So this is the formula what you're supposed to remember. New element is equal to old element minus pivot column element into new pivot row element. Everything I have written over here. NE, what is OE, what is PCE, and what is NPRE. NE means new element, OE means old element, PCE means pivot column element, and NPRE means new pivot row element. Got it? So now I will explain using this formula how we have got this 25 by 4. Okay? So now please look at here. So new element, next slide I have showing here. So new element we had to calculate. So for the first element, for the x5 variable is old element. So old element I have substituted as 7. So how 7? So go back to the previous column, previous table. So what is the x1 value for the x variable here? 7. Would able to get it? Previous table. First table what we have written, previous table. So where the xy has got the value of 7 under variable x1. So that will be considered as a old element. 7 minus pivot column element. See, the pivot column element for this row is 10 only. Am I right? See, this is the column. X2 row will be variable is the column for us. Okay. So pivot column element for that particular xy is 10. This is 10 into new pivot row element. Come back to the latest, the new table what you have got. So under xy, under first new pivot row element, what we have got is 3 by 40. New pivot row. This is x2 is a new pivot row here. X2 is a new pivot row, and under x1 we have got it as 3 by 40. So when you calculate this, we will going to get it as 25 by 4. Are you following, my dear students? Any clarification over here?
No, sir.
Only Mithun will be speaking always. What about rest? Dhanush, Sandesh.
Yes, sir.
Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Who is this Amulya Velu? Who is she?
Sir, Mohana, sir.
Mohana. Okay. Mohana Bika, can you able to understand? Where is she? Yeah. Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you got it. How to get this new element now? New
Yes,
element, you got it? How to got it? So old element minus pivot column element into new pivot row element. So this calculation is very, very important for us. So that's why we have got the first column 25 by 4. Okay. In the similar way, I will go to explain another one which is in the cost coefficient. Minus F column is there. No. There I will go to explain how you will going to get as minus 75 by 2. So please make a note of this. Okay, so please write it down in your sheet of paper how we will going to get it. So in this case, for calculating the first element of the cost coefficient, new element, again the same thing here. So here old element for this is minus 45. I think you can see the previous table. The cost coefficient value for the first column is minus 45 minus the pivot column element. Pivot column element for this, that cost coefficient is rho is minus 100. Okay, so minus into minus, actually it should get minus into minus. So minus into minus means you will going to get it as, just a minute, minus 100 it is. Minus 100 into new pivot row element. So new pivot row element is 3 by 40 in that column. So 3 by 40. So you will going to get minus 75 by 2. Could you able to get it?
Yes, sir.
Minus 45 minus of minus 100 into new pivot row element is 3 by 40. So you will going to get it as minus 75 by 2. So this is how you will going to calculate the new element for filling up the result of pivot operation. So please understand this carefully. So while you are using this, you should be very careful, and calculation in the examination, definitely it will be for 20 marks problem. And by mistake, if you do any, means by just chance, if you make any mistakes, so everything will go so. So you have to practice number of times and you have to complete this problem. Okay. So I hope you can understand this. Shall I go to the problem now? I will take you to the problem now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Now, yes. Okay. So now can you fill up the rest of the columns now with the same operations?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please start doing that. First, fill up the X5. X5 row, you just fill it up. X5 row. Please complete in the similar way how I explained. The second column value, you will going to get it as 0. Third column, you will going to get it as 15 by 4. Fourth column, you will going to get it as 35 by 4. Fifth one was 1. Sixth one is minus 1 by 4. And the cost coefficient is 0. And the BI value, you're going to get it as 100. For the B value, you're going to get 1,000. 1,000. Mithun and Dhanush, could you able to get these values?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, do it, make it fast.
Finished.
Finished, huh? Good.
Yes,
What about the F, the cost coefficient row? Cost coefficient row, that also you just completed. After completing the X5 row, so complete the cost coefficient minus F row also you just complete it in the similar way, what I explained. So this pivot operation should be carried out until you will going to get the cost coefficients. The values of the cost coefficients at the last row should be a non-negative number. It is 0 or non-negative number you're supposed to get it. Until that, you have to keep on doing the pivot operation. So after completion, please tell me. Dhanush, could you able to get it?
yes, sir.
Yeah. Once you complete that cost coefficient row, please tell me. If you are completed, you just I will go proceed for the next one. Do it carefully. Don't do mistakes.
Finished.
Move on.
Finished, sir.
Okay. So could you able to get these values exactly? Minus 75 by 2, 0, minus 55 by 2, minus 95 by 2, 0, 5 by 2, 1, and 2000. Could you got these correct values?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is how to do the result of pivot operation. So procedure will remain same, no changes here. Only thing you have to carry out this pivot operation until you will going to get all these cost coefficients are there, no? The minus F row. This values should come 0 or more than 0. It should be what is should be greater than or equal to 0. You're supposed to get it. Means there should not be no negative numbers in this. So you have to carry out this pivot operation until you will going to get these values 0 or greater than 0. Got it? So now, so once you get these values, the first thing what you have to get it is the minimum value across the cost coefficient. Minimum value. So minimum value across this will be minus 95 by 2. Okay. So minus 95 by 2 will be the minimum value. So now, so you will going to select this column as the pivot column. This is called pivot column. So please observe here. So you have to select the negative value over here. The minimum value, I can put it as maximum negative or minimum value. Everything is same. Maximum negative or minimum value is minus 95 by 2 in this case. So the column which corresponds to this minus 95 by 2 will be considered as a pivot column. Okay. So if you want, you can mark this pivot column over here. Right. Now, because of this pivot column, so which is the variable corresponding to pivot column over here is x4. Am I right? So now x4 will enters the basis. X4 will enters the basis, and now which one leaves the basis? We have to find it out. So here, because of the negative value or the minimum value, maximum negative or minimum value. So X4, we have identified this column as a pivot column. That pivot column corresponds to the variable X4, and hence X4 will enters the basis. Now it has to enter the basis. Some variable has to leave the basis. So how to calculate that? So now we have to calculate the last column, that ratio, BI by AIS. So BI here it is 1000. Okay. So divided by corresponding column element, the pivot column element. 1000 divided by corresponding pivot column element. So pivot column element is 35 by 4. Am I right? 1000 divided by 35 by 4. You will going to get it as 4000 divided by 35. So please understand this. So BI value is 1000. 1000 divided by corresponding pivot column element. Pivot column element is 35 by 4. So therefore 1000 divided by 35 by 4, we are going to get 4000 divided by 35. So this is the first element in the last column. Coming to the second element, so how do we do? The 20 is the BI value. 20 divided by corresponding pivot column element. So corresponding pivot column element here is 1 by 40. So 20 divided by 1 by 40, you will going to get it as 800. So first you have to fill these two. This ratio BI by AIS, you need to fill it up. Once you fill it up, then you can identify which a variable will leaves the basis based upon the smaller value, based upon the smaller value over here. So now the first element is 4000 by 35 and second element is 800. So now the minimum value, the smallest value will be 4000 divided by 35. So therefore select, you just consider this as smallest element, and hence the corresponding variable is X5. So now X5 will leaves the basis. So previously we have shown it as X4 will enters the basis. So now we have got X5 will leaves the basis. So now, so the result of pivot operation in the next tabular or canonical form, we should have X2 will remains as it is, whereas X4 will enters the basis, whereas X5 will replace, leaves the basis. Okay, this is how we're going to get it. So before going to that, first you have to identify the pivot element over here. So the column, the pivot column and the pivot row. So the element which intersects the column and the row will be considered as a pivot element. So in this case, the pivot element is 35 by 4. So please enclose with a square box, or just to differentiate or to identify which is the pivot element over here. So just to make it with a enclosed with a box. Okay, so this is what we call it as the result of pivot element. And now you have to, next step is the result of pivot element, the result of pivot operation, you have to put it in the form of a canonical form. So in the next table, what you're supposed to get, X2 will remains as it is. Okay, the variable remains as it is. X4 enters the basis, X5 leaves the basis. So therefore, so what you are getting in the result of pivot operation in this case is X4 and X2. Okay. Yeah. So please fill up the tabular column. So similar way. So first you can fill up X2. Sorry, X4. I'm sorry, X4. X4 is entering the basis, right? So first you can complete the X4. So how do you do X4? What is the old element? Old element is 25 by 4. Okay, divided by 35 by 4. 25 divided by the pivot element. Old element divided by pivot element for the new variable entering the basis. So how to fill up the tabular column is, So x4 is the variable which is entering the basis. So how to fill up the values for the particular row of the x4 variable is x4, the first column. So a first column here we have 25 by 4. That will be divided by old element divided by the pivot element. So old element is 25 by 4 divided by 35 by 4. You are going to get 25 by 35 or 5 by 7. Got it? In the similar way, second one, 0 divided by 35 by 4, it is 0 only. Okay. Then the third column, 15 by 4 divided by 35 by 4. So 4 we are going to get cancelled. 15 by 35 is 3 by 7. In the similar way, just complete the x4 row till bi. So last row you just leave it out. Bi, just till bi, you just complete it. In the similar way, x2. So how I explained in the slides previously, x2 will be new element is equal to old element minus pivot column element into new pivot row element. So you have to get this 2 by 35. You just complete this process. And also the last. Please complete. I will give 5 minutes time. So you have to complete both the rows. So after completing, please tell me. We will proceed. Yeah, were you able to get x4 row?
Yes, sir.
All the values, could be able to get it correctly till that bi. Don't go for last row, last column. So till bi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Coming to the f, the cost coefficient values f. That also you could be able to complete. Do it. Don't take much. Don't take hurry. Do it very carefully because these values are possibilities of making the mistakes are more over here. So do it very carefully. Don't do mistakes. Okay, so could you able to get it? Minus 25 by 7, 0, minus 50 by 7, 0, 38 by 7, 8 by 7, 1, and 52,000 by 7.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So once you get this, now again the same procedure. Now you have to identify which is the minimum value, negative maximum or minimum value in the cost coefficient. So that will be considered as the pivot column. Okay, correspondingly you have to get the last column, so bi by ais. Okay, so in this case what happens, minus 50 by 7 is the minimum value, maximum negative value, negative maximum or minimum value is minus 50, so minus 50 by 7. So now the corresponding, the variable is x3. 1 2 3 x3 is the corresponding variable, and hence x3 will enters the basis in the next pivot operation. Right now, which row will going to leaves the pivot operation will going to be decided by the ratio, that is bi by ais. So bi here it is 4000 divided by 35, and ais is corresponding pivot column element, that is 3 by 7. So 4000 divided by 35 divided by 3 by 7. So you will going to get it as 800 by 3. And similarly, this we have got the second is 120 by 7 divided by correspondingly the value of 1 by 70. 120 by 7 divided by 1 by 70, we're going to get 1200. So now once you get this column filled, so now you just identify which is having the minimum value, the positive minimum value over here. So in this case 800 by 3 is the minimum of these two. So now the corresponding row is x4. Okay, so now in the next pivot, in the result of pivot operation is x4 is leaving the basis, whereas x3 is entering the basis. X4 leaving the basis and x3 entering the basis. So this is what you're supposed to do it. However, x2 will remain same in the next pivot operation, right? So now you have to identify which is the pivot element here. So the element which is intersecting with the pivot column and the pivot row, which is 3 by 7. So 3 by 7 is the pivot element for us. Okay, so now next you have to write what is the result of pivot operation. So in the next table, so you're supposed to retain x2 as it is, whereas x4 is replaced by x3. X4 is replaced by x3. So now we will going to write the table now. Yeah, now you see x3 and x2. So now first you enter x3. So same thing, old element divided by the pivot element. So how we will going to get this? You just complete it. Please complete it. Same procedure. X3, first you complete x3. So you're going to get 5 by 3, 0, 1, 7 by 3, 4 by 15, minus 1 by 15, 0, 800 by 3. This is the operation of old element by pivot element. Okay, next x2. So for x2, it is a new element, which is new element is equal to old element minus pivot column element into new pivot row element. the such formula you use it and calculate and fill the table of column. Hoping that x2 we have got it. The x2 row 1 by 30, 1, 0, minus 1 by 30, minus 1 by 50, 2 by 75, 0, 40 by 3. So this is the x2 row, what the values we have got. In the similar way, you can get it the cost coefficient row also after the pivot operation. So we're going to get it as 25 by 3, 0, 0, 50 by 3, 22 by 3, 2 by 3, 1, 28,000 divided by 3. So please do that. Over. Got these answers, my dear students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now just look at here, the cost coefficient values. All these cost coefficient values, you are getting a non-negative number. Okay, either it might be 0 or it might be positive values. So now you can end the pivot operation for this. So the condition what you're supposed to satisfy is the cost coefficient values you're supposed to get should be greater than or equal to 0. Then you can stop pivot operation. So now for this iteration, for this operation of pivot, so we have got all these cost coefficient values are 0 or greater than 0. So therefore, so you can stop the pivot operation now. So now what are the values we have got is the most important thing in the table. Okay, so here the two basic variables at the end after the complete or after stopping the pivot operation, the two variables what we have got is x3 and x2. So now these two variables we're going to consider it as a basic variables. Okay, so once you stop the pivot operation, the variables which are existing in the basis will be considered as a basic variables now, x3 and x2. Okay, so x3 has got the value of 800 by 3, whereas x2 has got the value of 40 by, x2 has got 40 by 3. So the values we're going to assign it as the BI values. X3 is the optimum solution I'm talking about. Optimum solution means, so x3 is 800 by 3, whereas x2 is 40 by 3. This is what the optimum solution is given by x2 is equal to 40 by 3, whereas x3 is the 800 by 3. So these two will be considered as basic variables. Okay, and x1, x4, x5, x6 is equal to 0, So they are non-basic variables. We consider that as a non-basic variables. Now, the maximum profit. So profit should be maximum for us. So maximum profit will be a 28,000 divided by 3 for us. So what I'm talking here is the optimum values here. Optimum values will go into, we have to find out the values of x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 for getting the optimum values over here. So 28,000 by 3 is the maximum profit what you will going to get it. Okay, so now from the final table, what you can get, one can find out is xp, the vector of basic variables in the optimum solution. The vector of basic variables in the optimum solution, xp taken as x3, x2, which is 800 by 3, 40 by 3. So just from this table, we are writing down all those in the form of a matrix. Okay, so xp we have got, we're going to take it as even. Then cb, cost coefficient values, the vector of original cost coefficient corresponding to the basic variables. Vector of original cost coefficients. So vector of original cost coefficients in the sense first column what we have got, first tabular column. So this one. So x2, x3 is minus 30 and x2 is 100. x3 is minus 30 and x2 is minus 100. So that CB is corresponding to C3 by C2 is x3 is minus 30 and C2 is minus 100. That's why it is a vector of original cost coefficient corresponding to the basic variables, that we are going to take it as B2. Okay, next comes B, the matrix of the original coefficients corresponding to the basic variables. The matrix of the original coefficients corresponding to the basic variables. So we'll go back to the first table, what we have put it in the tabular column here. So look at here. So this one. x3 we have 4, 1. x2 we have 10 and 40. Am I right? x3 we have 4 and 1 and x2 we have got 4 and 10 and 40. So that we have written it as 4, 1, 10, 40. Okay, this is one. Next comes the B inverse. So this is the inverse, we have to find it out. Inverse for this. So inverse for this will be 4 by 15 minus 1 by 15 minus 1 by 50, 2 by 75. This you have to do it inverse of a matrix. So I think this you can see in the final table also. 4 by 15, see here, 4 by 15 minus 1 by 15 minus 1 by 50, 2 by 70. See, this is the inverse of a matrix. These values you will going to find it out. So thus you can get it. And pi is equal to CB transpose B inverse. CB transpose is here is minus 30 minus 100 and the B inverse is 4 by inverse. This product you have to get it. You are going to get it as minus 22 by 3 minus 2 by 3. This is simplex multiplies, the negative of which appears in the final table. See, negative of 22 by 3 and 2 by 3. See, 22 by 3 and 2 by 3. These two also can be seen in the table, the negative of those two things. Okay. So this is, if you complete this, out of 20, you will going to get 12 marks. Out of 20, 12 marks. So from tomorrow onwards, from next class onwards, what we are going to discuss is how we can apply the sensitivity analysis. This is the only obtaining the optimal solution. So this is common for any kind of changes that you can bring out for making the sensitivity analysis or post-optimality analysis, what we call it as. So there are 5 different cases are there. So we're going to discuss one by one later from next class onwards. So till here it is common. Only the thing which we're going to change is the next out of 5, any one you will going to get it. Any one. Okay. So for that, any one you will going to get 8 marks. Totally 20 marks. Still here it is 12 marks. And any changes you are going to bring it for sensitivity analysis, which will carry 8 marks, totally 20 marks. Okay, so I will stop at this point, my dear students. So next class, I will going to start with the sensitivity analysis, how to complete that sensitivity analysis. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.